we do pack ourselves onto this boat. Oh, it wasn't very much room. In fact, the space you're sitting in right now, let's see. This room, but forget this, just from the lockers to there is how much room all 103 had on the Mayflower. At night, we would lie right next to each other like little sardines. It was so close. Nobody had a bed. You just rolled out your little roll and slept on it and tried not to be sick. And if you were sick, there's always a bucket nearby, for we were very seasick, as you can imagine. And here's what we got to eat on the Mayflower. It's called hardtack. Shall I pass it around? Doesn't it look tasty?
No.
It's not. Would you pass that around? If you try to taste it, I shall be angry with you because you might be spreading a cold to somebody else. But you should see what we did have to eat every day, mister. That's why it's called hardtack. Can't break too well, is it? It is like a rock. Do you understand why our teeth got very bad? We were grinding on things like that. So water and hardtack. Pretty soon the vegetables and fruits all spoiled or we ran out. Pretty much that's what everybody was eating. Now there were many children on the Mayflower, and I want to see
I know it.
what? What do they do?
No.
Oh, first you have.
I know exactly what happened.
I would like to know what you have to say, sir.
When you don't know what to do, you stop and think.
Even better than that, you appeal to a power higher than yourself. They did stop to what?
A giant beam.
I'll give you a hint.
They had to swim.
They had a prayer meeting in the middle of that storm. They couldn't swim, they would drown. They had a prayer meeting and said, "Dear God, we do not want to go back to England. We are at your mercy, dear God, what shall we do?" And all of a sudden, who said think? Now this thinking did not happen till they prayed. But that one of the men said, "Wait a minute, we have a giant screw machine in the base of this ship that for building of houses, perhaps it can hold 2 parts of a beam together." And so with much work, in the dark, we did bring it out from under the hold, and we put one on one side of the beam and one on the other and began to screw the cracked beam, and it held, and we were able to go on. I would not be here today telling you this story had God not showed us a way across the ocean. So now we have across the ocean, and now we are in this new land, and it's already snowing, and where are we going to set up a place? Because we don't have time in the middle of winter with storms to cut down all the wood. What shall we do?
Stay on the boat.
That's a good idea, but we had to live on the ship because we have no houses. So we sent men ashore in little boats. Do you know what happened next?
They found Indians?
Not till April, and it's November.
No, they found the Native
We found an empty village. What? What's an empty village doing in the middle of New England? Oh, by the way, that was a bad storm. We're supposed to be in New York. We're supposed to be in New York City, in the Hudson River area, and right down here, and instead we're on this little foot thing called Cape Cod. Oh no! This is not part of Virginia Colony, which we're supposed to be in. We're in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows where we are. And there are no rules out here. Did I tell you I come from a country of rules?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, what are we going to do now that we are outside of that country? What do you think we should do? What should we do?
Create rules.
That's exactly what you're going to be a good historian. Sir, would you be kind enough to hold this up? For when we did land on November 11, 1620, you can see that the first thing before stepping off the boat, the men said, "We're going to need some rules around here. The king isn't here, his army isn't here, we're outside of the country. We know Magna Carta says that we have freedoms. We're going to have a special document called the Mayflower Compact." Guess what they wrote it with? What do you think? What kind of a pen?
Quill pen.
A quill pen? You, sir, are right. Would you put that back up there? And would you pass around a quill pen? Would you look at the point of this goose feather that they did use? It goes around the whole... I want you to wait. I told you were right. So, we're going to hold that story. Not yet. The Indians aren't going to arrive for 6 months, and we're going to be...
Not that.
Well, I still want you to hold it, Master. All right, then. Mayflower Compact. Now we can start building. Oh, no. We're outside in the snow. pots are different size. You shall be filling them up, sir, and keeping them even so they do not spill. Would you go out the door out there and then bring this back, keeping it balanced, and we shall pretend, yes, do not be dumping my water on the ground. But the creek is out the way a bit, and I need water today. So he shall get the water for me. I brought it to just give you an idea. I could not bring a whole bed in my car. Oh, do I hear a hand without a hand? Oh dear. I think I shall wait. You will be sleeping in something that looks like a sleeping bag until you're about 12. And then your father may deem that you are old enough for a rope bed. Meanwhile, parents are always sleeping on a rope bed. There are many strings that go in and out. And then your mother would make you a pillow bear. You know what a pillow bear is, right?
Yeah.
It's a sheet.
Can I have it?
Yes, would you like? Thank you for asking first. No, you have to raise your hand first. And wait for it to hold on, that is how it works. But I love that you're using your hand, young master, so I want you to hold that idea, because I'm going to ask you in just a little bit. Here's the pillow bear. This one's nice and fluffy, because you have this stuff. We only have what's the straw on that broom. But your mother will put in fresh straw and make you a nice fluffy mattress of straw. The only problem is there are little buggies that live in the straw. Bed bugs, little eggs in there, and over 3 months they will hatch, and oh, they might bite you. So you need one of these things, and this, which is the key to the bed. This is called the bed key. And you put it right here in the rope, and you turn it and turn it and turn it to tighten up the ropes every day, because they get loose. And your little tushy would be on the ground in the morning. So at night you have to tighten up the bed. Now here's the problem. If you lose your key, you can't get out of bed very easily. So there were some boys, not like you, who might occasionally steal their sister's key. And when the sister's on the floor going, "Where's my bed key? I need to tighten my bed," there's a young man somewhere going. But you boys and girls never do tricks on your brothers and sisters, I dare say. Is that correct? That's good. All right then. And so it is that at night your parents would say to you, "Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite." For this does come from old New England. It's a drink. It's a glass it's called a tankard. You could start passing that around. Now, she I'm going to wait. My, we just got so excited playing races outside. What is it?
It's a bottle.
Yes, and in this particular kind, bitters bottles, it was usually a medicine bottle. Would you take a look? And something clever would always be printed on it, whether it was a picture or a saying. Oh, in her house, everybody had one of these. I wonder what it is. What is it? It is some kind of pot. What do you do with it? What do you do with it?
You put soup in it.
You put soup in it, not this one. What do you think? That's exactly what you do. This is your chamber pot. This is under your bed. It is snowing outside and you get up in the night and you have to go to the bathroom and the outhouse is very far from your house. Do you want to go out in the ice and the snow? Or do you want to just pull a pot out from under your bed, do your necessary, is what we call it, do your necessary, and put a lid back on it, and in the morning, children, you will take it outside and dump it in the outhouse.